In the Italian city of Pisa stands one of the most unusual buildings in the world. At first glance it looks like a beautiful medieval bell tower. But there is one strange detail. The entire structure leans dramatically to one side. This is the famous Leaning Tower of Pisa. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is not actually a tower built for defense or observation. It is a bell tower, also known as a campanile, for the nearby cathedral. The tower stands in a historic square called the Pisa dei Miracoli, which means Square of Miracles. This square also includes the magnificent Pisa Cathedral and a large baptistery. The tower itself stands about 56 meters tall and contains 7 bells. Construction of the tower began in 1173 during the Middle Ages. The design is often attributed to the architect Bonanno Pisano, although historians still debate exactly who designed it. The builders planned to create a tall, elegant marble tower with 8 levels and an open bell chamber at the top. But shortly after construction began, something unexpected happened. The tower started to lean. The leaning problem began because of the ground beneath the tower. The foundation was built on soft soil made of clay, sand, and silt. Even worse, the foundation itself was only about 3 meters deep. As the heavy stone tower rose higher, the ground on one side began to sink. By the time the builders finished the 3rd floor, the tilt had already become obvious. Construction stopped for nearly 100 years. Interestingly, this long pause may have saved the tower from collapsing. When construction resumed in the 30th century, builders tried to correct the problem. They added new floors that were slightly taller on one side, hoping to compensate for the tilt. This created a subtle curve in the tower. Despite these adjustments, the tower continued leaning. Finally, construction finished in 1372, almost 200 years after it began. By that time, the tower had already become famous for its unusual angle. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is also connected to one of the most famous scientists in history. According to legend, the Italian astronomer Galileo Galilei conducted an experiment here. He supposedly dropped 2 objects of different weights from the top of the tower to demonstrate that they fall at the same speed. Although historians debate whether this experiment actually happened, the story became one of the most famous scientific legends. By the 20th century, engineers became worried that the tower might collapse. The lean had reached a dangerous angle of more than 5 degrees. In 1990, the tower was closed to the public while engineers worked on stabilizing it. They carefully removed soil from beneath one side of the foundation, slowly reduced the tilt. After years of work, the tower's lean was reduced and the structure was stabilized. Today, experts believe the tower should remain safe for at least 200 years. Today, the Leaning Tower of Pisa is one of the most famous landmarks in Italy. Every year, millions of visitors travel to the city of Pisa to see the tower in person. Tourists often take playful photos pretending to hold up the Leaning Tower with their hands. Despite the engineering challenges, the tower has survived for more than 850 years. What began as a construction mistake turned into one of the most famous buildings in the world.